Moses and the amazing burning bush. Hello friends, today we're going to hear an amazing story from the Bible about a man named Moses and a very special bush that burned but didn't burn up. Let's discover how God spoke to Moses in a wonderful and surprising way. Long ago there was a man named Moses. Moses took care of sheep. Every day he would lead his fluffy sheep through the hills and valleys to find green grass and cool water. "Come along, little sheep," Moses would say. "Let's find a good place to rest." Moses loved his sheep and made sure they were safe. He carried a special shepherd's staff to help him walk on rocky paths and to guide his sheep. One sunny day, Moses was walking with his sheep near a mountain called Horeb. Some people called it God's mountain. As Moses walked, he noticed something very strange in the distance. What could that be? Moses wondered, squinting his eyes. There on the mountainside was a bush that was on fire. Bright orange and yellow flames danced all around it. But wait, something was very unusual about this fire. The bush was burning and burning, but it wasn't burning up. The leaves stayed green and the branches didn't turn black or fall apart. "That's so strange," said Moses. "I need to get closer and see why this bush isn't burning up." As Moses walked toward the amazing burning bush, he heard something even more surprising, a voice calling his name. "Moses, Moses," the voice called. Moses looked around. "Here I am," he answered. "Who's calling me?" "Don't come any closer," the voice said. "Take off your sandals, because you are standing on holy ground." Moses quickly took off his sandals and covered his face. He was a little scared. "I am the God of your father, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob," the voice continued. Moses trembled. God was speaking to him from the burning bush. God had been watching his people in Egypt, who were very sad. They had to work very hard as slaves, and they weren't being treated kindly. "I have seen how my people are suffering," God told Moses, "and I have a very important job for you." Moses listened carefully as God continued. "I want you to go to Egypt. I want you to tell Pharaoh, the king of Egypt, to let my people go free." Moses felt worried. This was a big, important job. "But who am I to do such a big job?" Moses asked. "I'm just a shepherd. The king won't listen to me." God said, "Don't worry, Moses. I will be with you. When you bring the people out of Egypt, you will all come back to this mountain to worship me. That will be the sign that I sent you." Moses still felt nervous. "If I go to the people and tell them that you sent me, they might ask, 'What is his name?' What should I tell them?" God replied with a special name, "I am who I am. Tell them that I am has sent you." God was telling Moses his special name, showing that he is always present and always the same. "Moses, I promise I will be with you," God said. "I will help you speak, and I will show you what to do." The burning bush continued to flicker with flames, but it didn't burn up, just like God's love that never ends. Moses bowed his head and said, "I will go, God. I will trust you." Then Moses picked up his shepherd's staff, put his sandals back on, and gathered his sheep. He had an important journey ahead of him. God had chosen him for a special mission to help God's people be free. God spoke to Moses in a special way through a bush that burned but didn't burn up. Even when Moses was afraid, God promised to be with him. Just like God was with Moses, God is with you too. God may not speak to you from a burning bush, but he can speak to your heart in many special ways. And remember, when God gives us something important to do, he always helps us do it. Reflection questions. 1. How did God get Moses' attention? With a bush that burned but didn't burn up. 2. Why did God ask Moses to take off his sandals? Because he was standing on holy ground. 3. What big job did God ask Moses to do? To go to Egypt and help free God's people. 4. Was Moses brave right away, or was he a little scared? He was a little scared. 5. Did God promise to leave Moses alone or to help him? God promised to help him. Do not be afraid. I am with you. Isaiah 41:10. Let's say our prayer. Dear God, thank you for always being with us just like you were with Moses. Help us to listen when you speak to our hearts. Amen.